Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, we're going to start off this session with a question. How can one and one be one? Oh, and here's our subject. Our full subject is insanely amazing. How can one and one be one? Now, we're going to have to use some mathematics in this, and it's kind of mysterious. Why does 1 plus 1 always equal 1 in consciousness? So we're going to have to do some magic to make that happen. In pure consciousness, 1 plus 1 can only be 1, because all there is 1. So that is kind of the bedplate of where we're starting. Now, in the egoic world, there are many objects. There are more than one. You'd say, oh, look at all those objects out here. They're all more than one. Yet how can every one be one thing? So this is going to be a little mysterious. And we'll discover that when you take 1 and add 1 to it, you're going to get 1. And if you take 1 and subtract 1 from it, you're going to get 1. Oh, this is going to be a little bit different. And let us see what A Course in Miracles says about this. And here's what the Course says. There is no substitution. There is only one. There is only one. Now, in the egoic world, we do see a lot of separate things. And the reason, part of the reason, is that your ego has to keep you in the illusion for you to forget who you are so it can live. The ego that you have created lives through the past and through the objects that you believe are separate in the egoic world. So we're going to have to do some real thinking here. And that's why the egoic mind keeps them separate. Because when you begin to recognize all is one, the ego disappears. But we have to set the stage for this adventure. And so we're going to have to talk about several statements that we have made on other videos just to refresh our understanding. And so here's what they are. To begin with, the assumption: consciousness is fundamental, infinite, and the one quantum mind. Everything arises out of consciousness. It is the one mind. And consciousness wants to know itself. All minds, your mind and my mind, are extensions of the one mind of consciousness. each mind and body are entangled into one system. And the other thing we want to mention and make clear, the body is a learning device for the mind. Now those are the things that we're going to are in the background as we move forward and find out why 1 + 1 is always 1. Now, here is our model to start with, right here. You see, in this model, here is you. I put a little circle around you. And here is me as an example. So in this model, your mind and my mind, as all minds are, extensions of the one mind of consciousness. So here we have consciousness pictured up here as infinite, and down here we have your mind and my mind. And our minds are connected to a body. You got a body, I got a body. If you don't have a body, you can't be here in the illusion. So we got a body. Now, our mind bodies are quantum entangled connections. They are one system. So your mind and body is one system. My mind and body is one system. So I call this yours, and your mind is M1, and your body is B1. And on mine, it's M2 for the mind, and B2 for the body. And mine is entangled into one system, and yours is entangled into one system. Now, to look at this further, we're going to use this statement up here with the little star. This is the first mathematical statement of Euclidean geometry. Things equal to the same thing are equal to each other. That's our starting point. So let me get a little marker and let's see what we can find. Now, we have mentioned already that your mind and my mind are extensions of consciousness, and consciousness is infinite, which means there's no holes in it. There's no separation. Infinity is one thing. And in that statement, we have your mind, call it mind 1, equals, and I'll use C for consciousness. C for consciousness, because it's infinite, and that's the extension of you, and there you are. And my mind is M2, which also equals C, or consciousness. Now, from this statement up here, M1 equals M2. M1 equals M2. Very important to understand, because we were unsure before, because we thought we were separate. No, we're not. We equal the same thing. Therefore, your body and mine and my body and mind are connected. They're the same. They're not different. Well, in the egoic world, there's a difference. Everything's different. We'll look further at the reason why everything is different in the egoic world. But for right now, recognize that your mind and my mind is the one mind of consciousness. Now, in our model over here, your body and mind is connected, quantumly connected into one system. And my body and mind are quantumly connected into, entangled into one system. So this is one system, this is one system. Since since M1, your mind, and my mind are equal, therefore M1 is entangled with B2. Why? M1 and M2 are equal. They equal each other. Therefore, your mind, which is here, and the body, M2, are entangled into one system. And my mind and your body is entangled into one system. So how many systems do we have going here? There's only one. There's only one system. Now, in the egoic world, and that's why this is down here, you're looking at bodies. You're looking at separate bodies, separate things, separate objects. Down here is the illusion. Up here is the infinite one mind. What does that mean? Well, it means it's all over. It's down here too. But in the egoic world, we believe that everything is separate. And yet, everything is one. There's only one. Well, why the separateness? To understand that, you need to go back to the video we did last. And someplace I have there written down, but I'm not sure where it is right now. Oh yeah, it's video number 385. Surprising reality is unnecessary here in the illusion. Why? Because you don't need it for the purpose that you're here in the illusion for. And it has to do with this whole thing and the idea that there is only one. And the statement that I made before, consciousness wants to know itself. So how does it know itself? It needs distance from itself to know itself. And how do we get that distance? Consciousness creates a most elaborate, egoic world of illusions to get lost in. And so here's these separate bodies, which we just explained are not separate. But in the illusion, when you're lost, well, I made this statement. I had a comment from somebody, and I was trying to figure out what's a good affirmation for that. And I forget what the question was, but the affirmation was this. It was, even if you know you're in an illusion, does not mean that you're not in the illusion. And I used a house of mirrors. So you're in a house of mirrors. And you recognize, hey, this is a house of mirrors. You knock on all of them, it's a house of mirrors. Great. You know it's a house of mirrors. But you're still in the house of mirrors. Knowing you're in a house of mirrors or knowing you're lost does not mean that you're not lost. And so this is how consciousness knows itself, through getting lost in the complexity of the egoic world and believing it's a separate mind, a separate body, and a separate car, and a separate house, and a separate dog, and whatever it is. When you're lost in that, you forget who you are. And we have forgotten who we are. What is there? Who are we? There is only one. Who is that one? So at the end of the day, that's the question. What are you? And based upon the idea that we just put forward, who are you? And who do you think I am? What an interesting question. We'll think about it until we meet each other again, here, inside the illusion, inside this house of mirrors. Bye now.